All right, fellow humans, it's me, Danger Dan, at it again for another episode of Dare Danger Dan. And today we're gonna do something a little fantasy-oriented, okay? But we're also gonna get retro. I mean, the whole thing is 100% retro, for sure, because we are touching base on a dare dared by Ken Ressiger, and he wanted to see ElfQuest mashed up with Maniac Mansion. And if you don't know what either of those things are, you'll know by the end of this episode, I promise you that. So ElfQuest is a graphic novel series, actually one of the few where they actually planned out the plot. I just spit crazy. One of the few graphic novels where they actually had a plot end in mind when they started making it, which is pretty cool. And it was made by a team of two people that had the same exact last name, which is... I really should have looked up if they're husband and wife or brother and sister. I don't remember. Wendy and Richard Peeney. I'm actually about to start reading, so I can't tell you for sure, but I've always been excited and very fascinated and attracted to this ElfQuest series, so let me tell you, I'm definitely about to read it. And we're gonna combine that with one of LucasArts, I think it is actually LucasArts Games' first video game, Maniac Mansion. My notes are really messy, sorry. So Maniac Mansion was originally released by LucasArts Games in 1987 on the Commodore 64, the Apple II, and eventually the NES. So it's a really super fun, really weird, crazy point and click adventure. Kind of has some RPG elements, crossed with like a 1980s slasher film vibe. So I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna start drawing this epic dare by Ken Ressiger, and sit your butts down, get ready, okay? And don't forget to feather your hair because we're gonna go into the late 70s, into the late 80s, and we're gonna smash those babies up, all right? So let me grab my paintbrush, my Sharpie, and just you wait. We're gonna get started. I'm flipping it over because I'm actually basing the design of this entire drawing on Ken Macklin's original Maniac Mansion video game cover, okay? So the whole thing is gonna be based on that. So check it out. All right, so I got the logo part down. So basically I combined some aspects and elements of the ElfQuest logo with I combined some aspects of the ElfQuest logo with Ken Macklin's sort of logo cover design of the Maniac Mansion. So we have ElfQuest Manor instead. All right, if you don't like that, then screw you. And then we got Dark Horse Games. We got, instead of Jalico, we got Panico, because the Panico twins, or husband and wife team, I'm not sure which, you know, kind of smashing that together a little bit. And actually here we see a meteor. So check out this meteor. Why is there a meteor going through the queue like that? Because one of the plot elements of Maniac Mansion is that there's a sentient meteorite that takes over the mind of a mad scientist who then kidnaps Sandy Pants, or whatever her name is, the girlfriend of the main character. And then you're going on a quest with all your pals to go save her from this mansion, or in this case, a manor. Okay, so let's get into it. Oh, so I've played bits and pieces of Maniac Mansion. I actually haven't like tried to beat it or anything. I just kind of like tooled around, and I did enjoy it, but I just never got hooked. But apparently there's like so many multiple endings to Maniac Mansion that maybe I could have beaten it. It wouldn't matter because there's so many different versions of how it could end. So depending on what you do, and I like that kind of game. So actually, after this episode, I'm both gonna read all of ElfQuest and I'm gonna play Maniac Mansion all at the same time. I recommend you do too, so. All right, so right now we have, right here, the character Sid is being played by Ryak from ElfQuest, all right? So if you're familiar with ElfQuest, then you probably already know who Ryak is, but if you don't, Ryak is kind of like is he a bad guy? Is he a good guy? He's probably a bad guy, right? No, actually he's a good guy. He's not that bad. But you know, just kind of a single-minded self-concerned, like, you know, just like on a direct quest. So reads as a bad guy, but actually isn't all that bad. And although I'm not totally familiar with Sid's character, just by looking at him on the cover, I'm like, oh, he's wearing sunglasses. He's like hanging tough, you know, acting cool, outsider kind of guy. So I figured from my research that it would sort of be a perfect playoff there. So anyway, moving on to the next character. Here's gonna be a saving grace is the character I cast as Razor is Lita, and the dude she's standing next to is Cutter, so they're actually in ElfQuest are a couple, so maybe they're getting up close and personal. All right, so here what we have so far as my character picks. Sorry, I do need my cheat sheet for this one. So as I said earlier, we got Sid, played by Ryak, the bad boy, okay? We got Dave, who is actually the main character from Maniac Mansion, is being played by Skywise, who I guess isn't really the main character from ElfQuest, but he is like the kind of wisecracking, like definitely gonna probably get laid, like bad boy who eventually sort of gets more serious over time. So like sort of like a sub main character type of character. And then we got Bernard here, the dweeby dude, is played by Pike, who's a jovial kind of like just a little party animal dude, who's always down for a good time and drinking too much, which is funny because I cast him as like the nerd, but either way, in the cover the nerd does look like a good times kind of guy. So, and then we got Razor, the goth punk like edgy girl, is played by Lita, who I think is the romantic lead, and she's the romantic lead. And she's like, you know, very like self-reliant, and she's like a healer, but she's got like a dark edge to her, so I thought she'd make a perfect kind of goth chick. And then we have Cutter here as the surfer dude, Jeff, who's just sort of like just a radical guy. All right, so he's carrying a surfboard, and Cutter actually is the main character of ElfQuest, so he's just got the basic stats of like any main character hero guy, so he's just like tough and awesome, and he's like the leader of the whatever. Oh, sorry, he's the chief of the Wolf Riders, which I guess is his team. So in any event, I'm gonna keep on doodling. Also a little surprise character, because there is, if you look at the Maniac Mansion cover, there's like the evil mad scientist is like sort of in the background along with the mansion. So that'll be a little ElfQuest surprise. You'll be surprised at who I cast as the mad scientist. By the way, it's pick nose. Anyway, so here we go. All right, for all intents and purposes, I am gonna stop it there. I would like to apologize to any hardcore ElfQuest fans. I haven't started reading the graphic novel yet, although I did just purchase it. I'm about to start reading it, and then I'll later on be basically making fun of myself for how little I know. But I also did do some research, and I was trying to not spoil the adventure beforehand, so please forgive me. And to all you Maniac Mansion super fans out there, yeah, I'm gonna play that too. And I know a little bit about it, but not a whole lot. So I did my best to mash these two things together, and I did it for you, Ken Ressiger. Thanks for your super awesome dare. I had a lot of fun doing it. Let's go over it one more time. So we got ElfQuest Manor by Panico, Dark Horse Games. And we have Sid, played by Ryak. We have Dave, played by Skywise. We have Bernard, played by Pike. We have Razor, played by Lita. And we have Jeff, played by Cutter. And of course, we have the evil mad scientist, played by Picknose, the troll. And of course, we have the sentient meteor blowing through the whole spiel. and we just blew through this episode, and we had a lot of fun doing it, didn't we, everybody? Huh? Yeah, we did. And there's gonna be many more. Anyway, so here's to the nostalgia, here's to the 80s, here's to the late 70s, and here's to you, the viewer. And don't forget to send in your Danger Doodle dares, because I can't really keep making these episodes if you don't. So don't forget, all right? Thank you, everybody. I love you, goodbye.